Okay, what's up? Miyagi fan here. Today we will be talking about Tory, or Tory's character arc. I want to talk about how Tory at the end of I really liked how they did Tory in the final season or final season part 1, because in the finale for the first half, episode 5, Peyton List was on her game. The way she yelled at the doctor in after her mom died, her show mom, I should say that. Peyton List, after Peyton List yelled at the doctor and she punched that thing. That was just like, wow, this actress deserves an Emmy or an Oscar. I think it's an Oscar. I think Emmys are for. Yeah, this one deserves an Emmy. She was great in this role, and I'm excited to see where her Painless other. I know Painless from her role as Emma Ross on Jessie and Bunked until she left Bunked to, I don't know, she didn't want to be in the show anymore, and then she joined Cobra Kai afterwards, and then she returned as Emma in like season 5, and now with Bunked ending after 7 or 8 seasons, I think it's 7 seasons, I have to say, I'm glad I stopped watching that show after season 4. 7 seasons of a show that just doesn't focus on what's supposed to be a Jesse spin-off about the Ross kids. That's what the show was proposed to be. But once the Ross kids left the show, they were scrambling for ideas. Oh, let's make Lou the camp counselor. Let's have it be on Kiki Waka. Then let's have it be on a ranch for two seasons. Disney lost their mind after Ross kids left, because they were just like, oh, let's make Lou the main camp counselor of the show. The original main characters were the Ross kids, and Lou was kind of just I know I'll get to Cobra Kai in a minute. I just have to vent about Bunked for a minute. And Lou was more of a side main character. But then the writers were like, oh no, the Rosses, Karen, Sky, and Peyton want to leave the show. What should we do? Let's give one of our one of our semi-main characters full main character spot. We'll remove the intro. Now that Kevin Quinn's gone. I know they removed it in season 3, but season 4 is where I stopped watching, because it kind of I just never picked up the show after that. Yeah, I never picked up the show after season 3 or 4. But a show I do watch all the time is Cobra Kai, and that's what I'm going to talk about. I'm not talking about Bunked and how I feel like, just like with Raven's Home, it kind of overstates welcome. Yeah, I'm not a Raven's Home. I used to be a Raven's Home fan. Again, I stopped watching after they just randomly made a That's So Raven continuation. I was thinking to myself, why? You were Disney. You were good with what you got. I watched like a bit of That's So Raven. Never watched the full series. But yeah. Just saying, I did watch Raven's Home. That was good until they just kind of just ruined it. They ruined it, and now it's over. Now it's over because they ruined it. It over after season 6. Because they ruined the show by trying to make it a spiritual continuation of That's So Raven without Chelsea. She was only in one episode, I think. But before, Chelsea was the main character. They didn't get Levi or Nia. They got Booker was there, and Tess was in one episode, and Chelsea was in one episode, but not Nia or Booker. Wait, no, not Nia or Levi. They were just gone. They didn't want to be on the show anymore. That's why I feel like Raven's Home and Bunked just ruined themselves by the end of their show. But back with Cobra Kai, we're talking about Tory. Tory started off in season 2, episode 4, Moment of Truth, where she just comes in randomly out of the blue. Their reasoning for this is because she came in after watching their All Valley demonstration. But in reality, she just Hawk just was randomly there. She didn't walk in like Hawk or any other characters. She just randomly showed up. So, yeah. She obviously beats up Miguel in this. Then she befriends Aisha, which, I'm surprised, Aisha and Tory never interact after this episode. Like, after this episode, they just stop interacting. Tory's more of a, like, Tory either interacts with Miguel or interacts with Sam. And that's it. No Aisha. In season 3, she interacts with mainly Sam or Hawk, and sometimes Miguel. But in season 2, it was just either Sam or Miguel. Aisha and her only interacted for like one episode. But in season 2, yeah. So Aisha and Tory bond over them being in karate together, and they go to Sam's country club. Obviously, Sam and Tory don't get off to a rough start because Sam believes Tory is a thief who'd steal vodka. Obviously, Tory gives a reasonable response, being like, "Dude, no one's gonna miss a couple of bottles of vodka, Sam." And then of course, this is where Sam was a terrible character. So she just, actually, no, that was season 3. Season 2, Sam's alright, but season 3, she's the worst. Season 3, she accuses Tory of stealing her mom's wallet. And when Tory says she didn't, Sam recounts to her how she stole that bottle of vodka. And of course, Tory denies it. Sam grabs Tory's bag, which is not a good thing to do, and Tory justifiably knocks Sam over and recreates Johnny's scene in Karate Kid where he makes Daniel fall into some food. This time, Sam accidentally makes Sam fall into some food. Unlike in Karate Kid, where Johnny was laughing at Daniel's misfortune, this time, Tory's more shocked at what just happened. Of course, Sam blames Aisha for befriending Tory. She literally is like, "Nice friend you made," and Aisha agrees with me by saying Sam shouldn't have accused her like that, and this ends their friendship. Yeah, they were actually bonding this time until Sam again had to ruin it. Yeah. This again puts Sam and Tory at odds, like it did before when Sam and Aisha. Put Sam and Aisha at odds. This is what main starts the dumb Sam and Tory rivalry. Yeah, Sam and Tory wouldn't interact again until I think episode 8, Glory of Love. But we're not talking about that. We'll talk about that when we get to it. Episode 5 is about Tory flirting with Miguel. Season 2, episode 5, All In, is mostly a Hawk episode because it shows Hawk's fully devotion to Cobra Kai and how he's even willing to attack Dimitri because Dimitri gave his own Yelp review. And Hawk changes his hair to a red color, showing he's more villain, showing how he's is starting to turn to the dark side. And as Dimitri puts it, this is where Hawk goes into his Red Hulk phase. But we're not talking about Hawk. We're talking about Tory in episode 5. This is mainly about Tory flirting with Miguel. When Tory sees what Miguel's working on, which is basically a video about him and Sam, Tory, either jealous or because of her envy for Sam, tells Miguel no, don't do that. Because if Miguel shows that to Sam, it will make him think he's desperate, and girls don't want desperate guys. So to get Miguel's mind off of this, they watch planes fall. They go to a park, and at night and watch planes go over sky, which eventually causes Tory to kiss Miguel, starting their romance. In episode 6, Tory and the Cobra Kais are being punished by Johnny for Hawk trashing a Miyagi-Do. But obviously Johnny doesn't know that. So when Johnny has to leave, he's there being taught by Kreese. We learn a bit about Tory's backstory in this episode, about how her mom had to we learn a bit Tory's backstory in this episode, about how her mom had to go. Our mom was fired. Our mom used to deliver stuff to her kids for supper, but at her various jobs. But once the boss found out, they fired her. So this is why Tory relates to Kreese's no mercy mentality. So if the world isn't going to show them mercy, why should they? That's what mainly leads Tory to Kreese, is that she feels that Kreese is kind of right about why should we show no mercy? Why should we show mercy to a world that isn't going to show mercy to us? I like Tory's way, and I like her backstory with her mom. Her mom's we do get Tory's mom sometime, but it's mainly it's not until season 5, season 6's part 1 finale where we actually get to see Tory's mom fully faced, but it's in a flashback. So yeah, Tory's mom is not a relevant character. So yeah, that's all we get. We also get scenes of Tory being trained under Kreese. So in episode 5, Johnny returns back from the death of his friend Tommy, and that's when they go to Kreese and the Cobra Kai go to Coyote Creek, which in the Cobra Kai 2 video game is where you fight Stingray. And also this episode, speaking of Stingray, this episode's the episode that fully is the birth of Stingray, as Ray fully pulls a Hawk and decides to change his name to Stingray. Unlike Hawk, who was given that name by Johnny due to his mohawk, they do not. Literally, this is one of the moments they do not respect Stingray. They still call him Fat and Tubby and Chubbs. Yeah, they still call him Chubbs. So yeah. So during the Capture the Flag challenge, Johnny sees Tory and Miguel beat up one of the red team players in a very no mercy way, scaring Johnny. Of course, this is all we get of Tory in the episode. Sometimes we see her and Aisha have one conversation, and then that's it. Obviously, in episode 8, Glory of Love, this more focuses on the relationship between Tory and Sam, and building up more the Tory and this focuses on Tory and Miguel, and focuses more on Tory and Sam's rivalry. So yeah, so Tory and Miguel are all in love. And Tory decides to go on a date at Tory's job. But of course, who's also going to that job? You know who's also going to that rink? Sam and Robbie, who obviously have just started dating. And yeah. So obviously Sam doesn't like this when she hears that Miguel and Sam are in Cobra Kai together, and Sam's like, figures. So yeah. So then when Tory sees that Sam and Miguel are talking to each other, she has a fear that Miguel and Sam will get back together, so she tries to trip Sam. And of course, Miguel, being the blindiest blind person on the show, he fails to notice his girlfriend tripping Sam, and only berates Sam when she does the same to Tory. Yeah, Miguel literally does not see when his girlfriend trips Sam. So when Sam does it back, that's when Miguel yells at Sam, and they try to make sure Tory's okay. Sam and Robbie get kicked out, and of course Tory is evil, smiling, knowing that her plan worked. In episode 9, Pulpo, this episode also is about Sam and Tory's rivalry. Yeah, 2 episodes about Sam and Tory's rivalry are to go. In this episode, Moon decides to invite everyone to all the Cobra Kai and Miyagi-Do camps to her party, thinking that it will make everyone realize that they should be friends, not enemies. Obviously, this doesn't work. Sam sees Tory and Miguel together. Sam sees Tory and Miguel together, and Sam and Tory actually have a drunken match. And this is where Sam Sam gets mad at Miguel at the end of last season's episode 9, different but same, for Miguel being drunk. But when she does it, it's alright. It's all good. So obviously, Sam and Tory get drunk. Sam's able to use her balance to win the match. Obviously, beating up Tory. Miguel tries to help his girlfriend, but she pushes him off. Of course, at the same time, Aisha finally tells Sam about Miguel returning Mr. Miyagi's Medal of Honor, and that Robbie took it. This obviously is confusing Sam because she only knows as they found it in Mr. Miyagi in the yard. So she obviously is confused now. She's kind of confused, and this drunken confusion causes her to kiss Miguel, not knowing that Tory sees. Tory views this as Miguel's betrayal and decides to not even talk to him about it, and decides to just leave without talk to him. In episode 10, No Mercy, I think. Everyone's back at school. Miguel is trying to text Tory, but she's not answering. That is until she takes over the PA system and literally announces to Sam that she's coming for her. This obviously announces to Sam she's coming for you. This is where everyone gathers, and Tory exposes to an unknowing Robbie that she kissed. Tory tells an unknowing Robbie right in front of Sam that Sam kissed Miguel. Robbie's obviously hurt by this because he and Sam just made a pact earlier to not lie to each other anymore. Yeah, that's your girlfriend, Robbie. So Sam and Tory get into a fight. Robbie tries to defuse the situation, but Miguel views this as Robbie trying to attack Tory. So Miguel then attacks Robbie, and this all leads up into the stairs. So Tory starts fighting dirty, and Sam says, Is that all you know how to fight dirty? And Tory takes Kreese's words to heart by saying, this isn't a tournament, there are no rules, and scratches and uses her spike bracelet to give Sam a scratch on her arm and some season 3 PTSD. So Miguel tries to stop Sam from fighting tries to stop Tory, but Tory just attacks Miguel instead, and Tory obviously feels hurt by this. So yeah. Season 2 ends with Miguel in the hospital. The Cobra Kai, Tory and the Cobra Kai students fully now siding with Kreese over Johnny, and Johnny giving up the dojo to Kreese. Johnny fully giving up Johnny gives the dojo up to Kreese and leaves. So between the point of season 2 and 3, Tory was expelled from West Valley High. She was suspended and Robbie was expelled. So while that's happening, Tory was able to get out. Tory was on probation. Tory was was on probation. Tory went to jail, but was able to get out of probation by saying that she'd take care of her brother and her mom. Again, she's an 18-year-old. She's a 17 to 18-year-old taking care of a child. That should not be allowed. She's a high school dropout, even though season 6 for some reason allows her back in the school. But we'll get to season 6. We'll get to you season 6. I don't know how you allowed Tory back in that school, but so she's a dropout. She's somehow able to take care of her brother and her mom on her own while still having to pay rent. So obviously, Chris decides to approach Tory. Now that Chris has full, as I said before, Chris now has full control of the dojo. So he decides that he needs Tory back. Tory obviously says that she's not doing that thing anymore. So when Chris realizes that the main problem Tory has is with her landlord, Chris literally threatens her landlord in giving Tory more rent or something. So Tory will be able to turn to Cobra Kai full time. In episode 4, The Right Path. Tory isn't in episode 3. She isn't mainly focused, but she returns in episode 4 when Miyagi-Do attacks Hawk and the other Cobra Kai. For Hawk and the other Cobra Kai view that Miyagi-Do should pay for what they did to Miguel. So Tory and the Miyagi-Dos are winning, are actually dominating the fight when Tory shows up. Sam's PTSD over what happened at the school fight overtakes her, and she's able to, and the Cobra Kai are then able to dominate the fight. While this happens, Hawk on the mission on the fight from the other Cobras breaks Dimitri's arm. In episode 5, Miyagi-Do, Hawk is literally feeling bad for what he did, while the other Cobra Kais are congratulating him. Hawk tries to play it as, they got what they deserved after dealing with the Miyagi-Do, after what they did for dealing with the Miyagi-Do. So I think this episode, Miguel finally returns on his feet, and he ends up going to the same store that Tory goes to. He ends up working at the same job that Tory goes to. He obviously talks to her, and Tory basically tells Miguel how she's fully into Chris's mentality of how Miyagi-Do should pay for what they did to him. Miguel feels like that this isn't true, and Tory mishears what Miguel saying as thinking she's crazy. So Tory, feeling this, says everyone thinks that's what she hears from everyone, and officially ends her relationship with Miguel. Miguel obviously immediately gets back. In episode 7, Miguel hears about, I know this does have nothing to do with Tory, but Miguel hears about them confronting Miyagi-Do about them breaking Dimitri's arm, and obviously he's upset. The only scene we see of Tory in this episode is when she and the other Cobra Kais are making Johnny think that they're coming over to his dojo, Eagle Fang, but instead Hawk actually told Kreese. So yeah. In episode 8, the good, the bad, and the badass. Episode 8, the good, the bad, and the badass. The only scene we see of Tory in this episode is a shot of her being taught by Kreese. In episode 9, Feel the Night, This is more of a Tory episode as she discovers Robbie in the dojo. Hawk and the others are obviously peeved about Robbie in the Cobra Kai dojo, but Tory kind of actually wait, no, there's another scene. Yeah, and actually Tory had another scene in episode 8. In another scene in episode 8, Tory also had a scene where she talked to Robbie. Robbie tried to tell Tory that Sam was Tory's reason why the whole fight started, and Tory says, yeah, she felt the same betraying Miguel. She felt the same way until Miguel betrayed her. So yeah, Sam will probably do the same. This obviously causes Robbie to go to the Miyagi-Do karate dojo, and he happens to see Sam and Miguel flirting. He obviously thinks that they were doing this whole time, and unlike the parallel from season 1, where Miguel was drunk and fights Robbie tries to fight Miguel, and Sam who pushes Robbie off. Robbie's like, they deserve each other, and breaks up with Sam. Again, immediately after this in episode 9, Sam's just kissing Miguel. She has no resolve. I know this is about Robbie. But in episode 9, do can't feel the night. This is a Christmas episode, and it's So Tory, Robbie, and the other Cobra Kai decide to go and steal a Cobra for Kreese. They're obviously able to do it. Robbie's able to do it, steal the Cobra, impressing both Tory and the Cobra Kai. And by the end of the episode, Tory's peeved that Tory and Robbie get angry that Miguel and Sam are forming an alliance, that Sam and Miguel are back together and are forming an alliance with the Miyagi-Dos and Eagle Fangs. So off screen, Sam tells him to attack the Cobra Kai, the Luso household. So in episode 10, December 19th, that's what we get. Tory shows up in full skeleton hoodie, and yeah, this is literally how she's embracing the Cobra Kai lifestyle. And she obviously attacks. Miguel tries to tell her Tory stop, but Tory is like, it's too late. This ends tonight. No mercy! And they all attack. Obviously, this also features the redemption of Hawk, as Hawk sees the bad stuff he's done the entire season and saves Dimitri from getting his other arm broken, saving him from Rickenberger. After this, Rickenberger never appears again because, again, I guess this the Rickenberger actor was actually a stunt team who was replaced in season 4. So yeah, was actually a stunts guy who was replaced in the next season. So that's why Rickenberger just randomly is not in the Cobra Kai dojo anymore after this episode. The actor got replaced by a new stunts team. So yeah. Tory and Sam fight. Sam uses nunchucks to try to kill Sam, but Sam remembers her balance. She remembers her balance and defeats Tory. Tory learns of Hawk's betrayal and learns of Hawk's defection from Cobra Kai and tells him they better watch their backs. And Dimitri says, no, they better watch theirs. So in season 4, Kreese goes to recruit Terry Silver. So this starts season 4. So season 4, as Kreese leaves to recruit Terry, Robbie teaches the class. They tell him to leave, and since they're -1 member with Hawk leaving, they now got Tory, Kyler, and a bunch of random people, and now Robbie. So Robbie's able to beat them all until he gets distracted by Tory. Robbie agrees to leave, but Tory's like, bro, we gotta build you a storyline, and also you gotta you got a new character coming. We got a new character in Kenny coming, and we gotta get you to train him the Cobra Kai mentality, so you can stay. So yeah. So Kreese returns after his losing of Terry Silver, and that's when Kenny joins. Obviously, Kenny first loses, but thanks to the power of Kreese, thanks to the power of Robbie and Robbie training him, he's able to defeat Kyler and win. So yeah. So once Tory and Robbie in Match Point episode 4, once Tory and Robbie hear about Hawk's bullying of Kenny, which was technically not Kenny, it was Nate and Bert were bullying Kenny for wearing a Cobra Kai t-shirt. Hawk misheard the situation and tried to stop him from attacking. So Kyler, Robbie, and Tory decided, let's get Hawk betrayed us, so let's show him what betrayal feels like. So they shave off his new mohawk, leaving him. Actually, no, let's shave off his new mohawk. They decide to get revenge after Robbie. They have like his confrontation at this baseball diamond, and after the baseball diamond, they decide to get revenge by shaving off Hawk's mohawk. So, yeah. Mainly Tori's Then in her most prominent episode, which is Prom Night, this Prom Night basically in the episode, Terry Silver, who returned to Cobra Kai and returned to his original ways of being a coked up ponytailed psychopath, decides to tell Robbie that he can borrow his car to take Tory to prom. This obviously peeves off Miguel and Sam. So Miguel looks at Tory the whole night. Sam looks at Robbie. They get into a whole fight. Robbie's basically like, dude, this is. You think Johnny only cared about him? He only cares about him because he failed so much with Robbie. So Then Sam and Miguel get into a fight over how they were looking at each other. But this prom night brings Tory and Robbie even closer. So it may have caused a fight between two couples, but it brought another duo even closer. So in episode 9, Robbie and Tory are still dating. It's All Valley time. And there's nothing to comment here except for Robbie goes up against Kenny. Tory tells Robbie's able to listen to Kreese's advice and beat Tory and beat Kenny. Tory tells Robbie to let Kenny cool off, but it wasn't for Kenny to cool off. Kenny would have actually, if Robbie hadn't intervened, Kenny would have killed Anthony. So I guess Robbie being there did make sense. I guess Robbie being there did make some sense. I guess. So now it's time for the finals in the girls' match, and obviously we know Tory wins. But this round by Tory is obviously destroyed when Tory sees Silver paying the ref. Now time for season 5. Tory doesn't appear Tory only appears like in 9 episodes in this entire season. She doesn't appear in episode 1, but she does get a mention. In season 5, episode 2, Mole, she's in this episode when she joins in late for Terry's teaching. After, of course, we all know that Terry sent Chris to jail and now has a new Cobra Kai location. So now Tory's under Terry. Obviously, she doesn't want to be, as we learn this season, that she's only doing so by Kreese's instruction, so she can learn what he's actually doing and so she and Kreese can take Terry down. But yeah. Also, we did have them on last season where Sam threatened Tory after mishearing Aisha's thing, but I'm not here to talk about Sam. So yeah, so Tory meets Sensei Joe, just chosen, who kind of teaches Tory under his wing of how to fight, and that's kind of what we get. In episode 3, I think we had Tory scene, but Tory's more prominent in episode 4, Downward Spiral, where Robbie tries to convince Tory to leave Cobra Kai. Tory obviously doesn't. Tory doesn't want to, and that eventually leads to their first breakup. But as we know, they get back together by the end of this season. And yeah, so the scene is that Tory sees Robbie. Kenny still believes that Robbie's going to rejoin Cobra Kai. Obviously, that's not true. Tory and Hawk get into it because this is where Kenny goes through his villain phase, where Cobra Kai makes Kenny sort of a villain. So Kenny goes through his one-season villain phase where he tries to attack Hawk. So, yeah. He attacks him. Tory obviously steps in, and then Hawk challenges Tory to a slide war, which is so dumb. It just is. A karate slide war, everyone. Where Kenny messes with Hawk's tube, causing Tory to win. Obviously, Robbie is still mad at this, being like, girl, is this really what she wants Kenny to be exposed to? And yeah, so then they get into a big fight, causing their breakup. In episode 5, we learn more about episode 5. I think this is when Kim Daeun joins the cast, and Trace takes over Tempega Karate. It's either this episode 6. I'm gonna check it. Wait, no, it's episode 6. I'm just gonna talk about episode 6 anyway because that's an important episode. Episode 5 is about Amanda. It's about Amanda's real name, and episode 5 is also where we learn that Tory is working with Kreese. But episode 6 is about Terry Silver. Is about Terry Silver recruiting Kim Daeun to work for him in Cobra Kai. Obviously, as we learned in season 6, Kim only went there to see Kreese, and was obviously saddened to learn that he was no longer with Cobra Kai. So Tory, now under the instruction of the actual Kreese, pretends to secretly be a spy in Cobra Kai. Is now learned as a spy in Cobra Kai. Now I remember. So she recruits. So Cobra Kai decides to fully take over Tempega Karate, taking out the original nice sensei and now replacing him with Kim Daeun, the mean sensei. Devin is obviously upset that Tory is there because, one, she's the one that beat her in the All Valley last season and months ago. Tory literally trains Devin, and yeah, again, as my dad said, why would all those kids, if I was actually those kids would probably be thinking, yeah, I want to get out of there, seeing this random lady trying to teach these kids, instead of sitting around, why would they want to teach those kids to fight? why are those kids staying around? They literally see two teenagers fighting each other because of this mean sensei. So this causes Devin to fully switch over to Cobra Kai. Surprising Tory. In episode 7, so also there's an episode about Kenny trying to fully being manipulated by Kreese, and also fully being manipulated by Kreese. No, not Kreese, but Kenny fully being manipulated by Silver. And by pretending to relate to Kenny, because that's what psychopath manipulators do. They pretend to relate to their victims to get their defenses down so they can attack them later. Yeah. That's what Terry's doing in the scene. He's pretending to relate to Kenny, being like, dude, you shouldn't listen to him or Kyler. You should be your own man. Basically manipulating Kenny word for a father figure in his life because his dad's off in the military, and trying to use that as a way to control Kenny. Obviously, this works as Kenny teaches Silver continues to manipulate, corrupt Kenny even further by teaching him his move, the Silver Bullet, which Kenny first. Again, I'm talking about Tory here, but yeah. So Tory and Devin go up against Kim Diane, and obviously they lose. So once they learn that they're working for the psychiatrist, so yeah, so in episode 8, they decide to work together. So Tory goes to Kreese and is like, hey, I need your help. But Kreese realizes that, yeah, he's never getting out of there. This is kind of ridiculous, the whole, Kreese beat up Stingray, but he's being charged for life for it. Yeah. No. He didn't, actually, Terry's accusing him of beating up one man, and he's getting supermax jail time for that. Yeah, no, you wouldn't do that. If Terry if Kreese killed Stingray, he'd get maximum time. But for for being accused of beating up Stingray, no, I don't know why they're trying to make it portray it like he's being sentenced to jail forever when literally he shouldn't. Just like Terry. With Terry, actually, I'll get to that. So, Kreese obviously literally... Tory loses her faith in Kreese, and Tory loses her faith in Kreese. And also, what happens is that they decide to go and find... that Tory is supposed to fight Sam, but when she decides not to show, Devin decides to do it and lose it. So that night at a party, after Sam seeing Miguel, who she had recently broken up with, kiss another girl, Sam's obviously not happy because she saw his feelings for my guy. And obviously this is when Tory tells Sam that she didn't lose at Love Valley and tells her truth. Sam obviously attacks Tory, being like, girl, you could have told this entire time. But that's when later Miguel tells Sam that, girl, you have no idea what it's like being Cobra Kai. They make you do terrible things. And even though Tory should have came out sooner about this, she probably felt it hard to do so. So that night, after Robbie tries to convince Tory and all the Cobra Kais to leave the dojo, Kim Jong-un, sensing that Robbie is Tory's real weakness, Lady pulls a silver on Daniel Russo and makes him hit a stiff board, but this one is cement, not a wooden board. So which breaks Tory's hand. Sam and Tory are able to mend fences after season 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 seasons of attacking each other. She's actually, except for that one time in season 4 where Tory was actually apologetic and Sam was the threatening one, but they make up and they're able to break into Cobra Kai dojo. once Terry finds out about this, he sends all the Cobra Kai people to go and confront them, and they do. Sam tries to convince them, but Kenny's unconvinced, and they get into a whole fight. That's when Kim Daeun shows up, and Tory's fighting Kim Daeun until Devin shows up, and Sam shows up, saving her girlfriend Tory and defeating Kim Daeun. After Silver is defeated by Daniel, after everyone discovered that he cheated up the All Valley, Kenny and all the Cobra Kai leave Silver. And that night, Tory and Robbie get back together. Now time for season 6, part 1. I'll probably do a continuation of this video with this part. But yeah, when part 2 and 3 come out. But with this part, I'm going to talk about it. Season 6 starts off like a few weeks after the ending of season 5. Tory and Robbie were allowed back in school. Robbie and Tory are allowed back at All Valley High. All Valley High are allowed back in West Valley High. I said All Valley High. West Valley High. Even though literally they both did terrible things, they're just allowed back without no repercussions. I guess it had been like a year since season 2. I guess they were allowed back. But anyway, so yeah, now it's so yeah, Miguel and Robbie realized that, hey, since they were able to mend their relationship with a fight, maybe Sam and Tory just need something to make them friends again. Obviously, an arcade date, a double date between Sam and Miguel and Tory and Robbie, they reveal their issues, that Tory feels like Sam isn't just getting close to her, and Sam feels like that Tory isn't into Cobra Kai, into Miyagi-Do. So that's when Sam sees an older and more deepened voiced Kenny. Again, who knows? Again, now that Dallas Pretty Young is aged up a bit since the last season and now has a more deeper voice, they're trying to make it act like this has been a few weeks, but it's obviously been like a year or something. Obviously, Robbie even pulls a Daniel LaRusso from the Karate Kid by trying to Kenny not to shoot him. Yeah, that's obviously a reference to when Allie was playing a game in the first Karate Kid, and Daniel jokingly said, "Don't shoot, don't shoot." Who knew that Karate Kid? I know it's the final season of Cobra Kai, and obviously they're going to try and make every reference they can. So then Sean reveals that he's not in jail anymore after season 4 because that was the last time he appeared, and he tells Robbie that, bro, I told you to look out my bro, and you abandoned him in Cobra Kai to be taught no mercy mentality by psychopaths. Now it's my turn. To raise my brothers the right way. Leave us alone. Robbie obviously listens for about a few minutes until he goes to try to talk to Kenny again. Again, as my dad said, leave the kid alone, Robbie. Of course you have attachment to this kid, but he doesn't want anything to do with you. Like, bro, leave him alone. Like if someone wants to be left alone, you should do it. But not Robbie. He's like, oh, okay, Kenny, I'll leave you alone until just so they can have a baseball scene where Kenny literally pulls a Hawk, saying he just tells Tory he doesn't want to have to hit a girl. Stop it, Nichols. He doesn't want to hit a girl. Just like when Hawk said in season 2 to Sam, I don't want to have to hit a girl. Literally a reference. So they get into a fight. Sam and Tory are able to finally work together, and Sam literally tells her parents that they are two bonsai badasses in Miyagi-Do. So, yeah. In episode 3, Sleeper, because I don't think I saw Tory in episode 2. I think she was, but she didn't have very much important scenes in episode 2. Episode 3, Sleeper, Devin and Johnny notice that Sam and Tory aren't on their edge. they've lost their edge ever since they became best friends. Ever since they bonded, they've lost their fighting edge, and now the way they train together is, I think Tory was, yeah, yeah, that was the one where Mike Barnes showed up and Tory, and they all chased the chicken, but yeah, or that came later. Yeah, so what happens is that Tory literally invites Devin. Devin invites Tory, Sam to her house and tries to get them to fight. Obviously, they don't, and that Miguel steals Robbie, and Johnny steals Miguel and Robbie's phones and pretends to text Tory and Sam stuff that'll get them to think that Sam is trying to hit on Miguel, that Robbie's trying to hit on Sam. Obviously, this doesn't work, and Sam and Miguel are like, "This is bullcrap. Bro, we know this is you." And they run off steaming. Obviously, this doesn't work. But they end up fighting after they realize that, yeah, they have a lot of problems. Tory says, she was just a new girl. Back in season 2. She was just a new girl at school trying to make friends. And Sam says, yeah, she's sorry. She should have went up and tried to apologize to Tory after everything that happened. And Tory says, yeah, she shouldn't have hurt Sam. Well, Sam also didn't apologize to Tory for kissing Miguel in front of her. That's the one thing they forgot to apologize for. She forgot to apologize to Tory for literally kissing Tory in front of her, kissing her boyfriend in front of his ex, just to make Tory jealous and run off. Yeah, that's the one thing Sam didn't apologize for. So they're able to hash things out and be friends again. They're able to hash out their past and realize that they were kind of wrong in the way they did things. And even though they fought, they're able to make up. So, yeah, in episode 4, Mike Barnes decides to train Miyagi-Do in the way of, this is the episode. Yeah, this is the episode, now I remember. This episode, Mike Barnes decided to train everyone. Obviously, Miguel is trying to make Johnny's trying to make Devin look good, while Kenny still feels rivalry with Anthony, and yeah, so Tory, Miguel, and Robbie are able to be team captain, but obviously, Kenny, for some reason, stops appearing after this episode. He gets diarrhea from laxatives in his water, which he thinks were set by Anthony, but were actually implanted by Devin. And then he runs off after thinking Anthony did it. And then in the next episode, they reference Kenny, but he's not appeared. Speaking of next episode, and the finale for this first half, we got Kreese coming back from South Korea. Yeah, forgot to mention, throughout this entire season after breaking out of jail, Kreese has been setting up a new version, has been reevaluating a new version of Cobra Kai, all the way with Kim Daeun in South Korea. He comes back for America just to convince Tory to go back to Cobra Kai. Obviously, Tory's like, yeah, no, I'm better with Miyagi-Do and I'm better with you. I'm a champion, but I'm not your champion. So after hearing that Tory's mom has felt a lot better, Tory then walks home one night to see that her mom has died. Yeah, this messes her up badly because terribly because her mom's death holds on Tory as she won't even answer Robbie's phone. So then that day she comes back to Miyagi-Do where she fights Sam. I guess Miyagi, even though I guess the Russo are still in emergency contact as Amanda learns about Tory's mom's death. I kind of forgot about that because I was kind of like, because me and Dad were like, where did she get how did the hospital know to call Amanda? So and then I watched the video and I was like, oh yeah, right. I guess Tory still holds Amanda as an emergency contact. So if they tell Tory to stop the fight, Tory literally freaks out, saying that her mom would have told her to be a fighter. So they decided to cancel the fight, causing Tory to officially quit Miyagi-Do. And off screen, go somewhere else. So Robbie decides to not chase after his girlfriend who's in distress over her mom's passing. Yeah. So Hawk decides after Tory quits Miyagi, Hawk decides to become a team captain. So as they go into the second attack, they see Cobra Kai, but they see that Cobra Kai has gotten a new fighter, and that new fighter is revealed to be a recently rejoined. Cobra Kai has gotten a recently rejoined Cobra Kai has another student in their roster, Tory, ending part 1. So yeah, Tory has now joined Miyagi, has now rejoined with her has rejoined the Cobras. What will happen? How will Robbie and Miguel and the gang able to convince Tory to come back to them? That's what I want to know. Did Kreese cause Tory's mom's death? Because she was holding a fist out as she died. So it obviously had to mean something. So did Kreese cause Tory's mom's death in anger for her rejecting his invitation to rejoin Cobra Kai? And obviously, with her grief and her anger, she went back to Kreese and decided to rejoin Cobra Kai. So how will Robbie, and what is the status of Robbie and Tory's relationship now that Robbie is heartbroken at seeing his girlfriend rejoin Cobra Kai? What will happen? We'll have to wait till November to find out. But this was the life and history of the rise and fall of Tory Nichols. Hopefully you've seen me for the next part of this Tory story, which will be when the last 2 parts come out. In November, I'll review the last episodes of the story for the Tory side. And yeah, even though I missed some episodes for Tory's story, I mostly covered it all. I just missed some, like 2 episodes. But yeah, that's it for this video. And remember to keep your balance, have an egotastic day, but also to remember have an egotastic day, but remember, we are badass, but we still have balance. And also, what is up with this Miyagi spin-off? I heard, now let's talk, I want to talk, before I end this video, I was going to end this video until I realized that yeah, Hayden, Josh, and Josh and Hayden are now trying to make, now that with their global success Cobra Kai coming to an end, they're now trying to make a story about, trying to give us a backstory prequel on Mr. Miyagi. Now with Mr. Miyagi's character now coming into question, with now the reveals that, oh, he competed in the Sekai Takai, and it could have been a bloodbath, and he also helped out. And he also killed some people in the 40s, who after World War II. It's kind of now saying, do we really know Mr. Miyagi? He did have some demons, but we thought what he told us in Karate Kid, that was it. But now this season's kind of being like, maybe there was more to Mr. Miyagi than we knew. I always thought that the backstory of him was going to be, the secret that he was keeping in that box was going to be a Joey Pierce secret. But no, it was just about him. So now that our thing of Mr. Miyagi, our perspective of Mr. Miyagi has been kind of warped, it's kind of been like, did we really know Mr. Miyagi? He was born in 1925 to 2011, but do we really know Kisuke or Niyoshi Miyagi? Do we know Miyagi? Yeah. But anyway, remember to have an egotastic day, but remember to stay balanced. And I'll see you next time for more Cobra Kai videos. Sure.